We live. Pop-up
We live.
podcast.
What up? We back. We back. What's up, everybody? We back. Episode 87, I believe. We're gonna try to keep things, moving kind of fast, like we've been doing lately. Shout out to everybody that's already in the chat. Everyone that shows up later, feel free to comment. You know that we're gonna interact. We're gonna talk to y'all. So let's jump right into it. So let's talk about the sports stuff. Let's talk as we usually do. Let's talk about the NBA playoffs that's going on right now. So I've been kind of keeping up with it. I haven't been like watching every game religiously. Usually I wait until May to do that more. But it's been getting. It seems from what I've been seeing, it's been getting heated a little bit.
Very spicy. Jimmy Butler just had 56. Shout out to him. Tonight he is him.
Shout out to Miami, man. Jimmy Butler, Miami just won, and the Lakers and Memphis are playing right now. So that's one of the first things I kind of think I wanted to lead into. This crazy kind of, I guess, make-believe kind of feud that's going on between, well, not just Lakers and the Grizzlies, but between LeBron and what's this dude's name? Devin Booker?
No.
Dylan Brooks.
Dylan Brooks. So what do you guys think? I saw a report today. Obviously, he was talking a lot of smack the other day. I believe he said something like, until LeBron James puts up 40 points, he's not really saying nothing. I don't really remember any last time this guy put up 40 points, but he also, what I saw today is that he was saying like he's kind of saying that the media and that fans are the ones to blame for this alleged feud. He's saying that that everyone's trying to paint him to be a bad guy. It's kind of weird because from what I saw, a lot of people commenting and what I've seen myself, he's kind of been painting the picture of a bad guy thing himself, has he not? Like the way he's been acting, the way he's been dressing. He started talking about LeBron first. Like, I don't know. It seems like this guy's a little bit kind of trying to be like a tyrant, kind of without even the the stats to back it up. But start with Don. Go ahead. Tell me what you think. We'll talk about like the rest of the playoffs as a whole later. But what do you think about the whole Dylan, whatever his name is, and LeBron James?
So I do think it's dope. I think it's dope for the playoffs. I think it's dope for the NBA right now. It's like makes it way more entertaining. You know what I'm saying? I know the NBA is eating it up, but Dylan Brooks, he's not really on that level yet. You know what I'm saying? Like he ain't really done nothing yet. I feel like he's trying to be more than he actually is. It may work on a media per se, but if he's not showing up on the court and winning games doing this, you know what I'm saying? It just kind of just goes out the window. You know what I mean?
Right. What do you think about the Lakers as far as this these matches with Memphis? You think Lakers are going to win definitely, or you feel like it's still kind of you don't know which way it's going to swing?
I'm going Lakers, boy. You know what I'm saying? Look like LeBron and AD, and not even just them two. Like all of them got a rhythm. Like even Austin Reeves, what's his name? D'Angelo Russell, Dennis Schroeder. If you really look at the Lakers, they got a squad. You know what I mean? Like they got a real deal squad, and the fact that you add LeBron, one of the greatest to play the game, and then Anthony Davis, who they were considering one of the best in the NBA a couple of years ago. You know what I mean? Like plus all these players, I could see them going really far. They just have to keep meshing.
Yeah, I think Anthony Davis. I think he did even better than LeBron the other night. I think he had like 30 points or something.
That's what I'm saying. Like it seemed like he's getting back in his rhythm, turning back into the AD that we all know. So that's real good for the Lakers. You know what I mean? Like AD is really, really good. You know what I'm saying? So
facts.
I see that. I can see him leading the team, and it not being LeBron leading the team.
Right, got you. Clay, what you think? What you think about this feud between LeBron and the Memphis Grizzlies right now, and all the stuff with what's his name?
I honestly love it. I think that the playoffs started off a little dry, so once it started to get a little bit of drama, players talking smack, I mean, that's just natural guys, us guys, whether it's video games, sports. If there's no competitive nature involved, where's the fun in it? Where's the excitement? Where's the matchups to look forward to? You know what I'm saying? So I love it. But as far as Dylan Brooks trying not to be painted as the bad guy, like, come on, my guy. Like, I literally pulled up a whole list of receipts here, as it shows that not only has he had ongoing issues with Draymond Green, my man has had issues on the court with Donovan Mitchell, because Donovan admitted that Dylan is the type of player who takes cheap shots in the game, which he actually took a cheap shot at LeBron in a game recently when he nut checked him. My man's also been in feuds with Russell Westbrook. Then he had the whole issue with some other player, but then also, like, there was an issue recently where he ran into a cameraman and, like, shoved the cameraman so hard to the ground just because he made contact with him that the cameraman got injured. Like, it's like, dude, how can we not paint you as the bad guy when all you do is talk smack? You talk smack from a position of you trying to disrespect somebody that you think you're better than, and everybody knows you're not better than them, respectfully, because they're all players in the NBA, and that's a short list. So him being there, it obviously says something. But you're not LeBron, you're not Westbrook, you're not Donovan. You know what I mean? Like, but he continues to talk smack. So it's like, how can you not be looked at as the bad guy? And in my opinion, I feel like he might even be doing this on purpose. Like, he's trying to have that Draymond effect. And maybe that's why he even keeps going at Draymond, because he knows Draymond is the type of guy to be painted as the bad guy. But Draymond is the type of guy to be painted as the bad guy because he wins championships, nigga. And that's why he has that attitude. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't have that attitude fresh out the gate. He had that attitude once he knew, like, okay, this is our team. I know that this ish works. You know what I'm saying? Like, and can't nobody take that from us, whether we first seed or seventh seed, which, I mean, they won multiple rings together, so it's granted, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, I hate Dylan Brooks.
Yeah, no,
I hate the way he talks back.
Yeah, and I agree with you. To piggyback on what you said, like you said, like, I think he's even doing it, like, on purpose. Like, let's face it, he knows LeBron James is a way superior basketball player to him. He knows his position in the NBA. He knows he doesn't really have any kind of, like, backing to even talk like this. I think with him and his team right now, especially the position they're in, they don't really have Ja right now. They have to defeat the biggest player in the NBA right now and the Showtime Lakers. And they are in full Showtime mode right now. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And he has to defeat that to try to win the playoffs. Obviously, it's like a thing. I feel like you said, he thinks he's the Draymond of the team, and he's trying to psychologically get in people's head, or he thinks it's going to have some type of effect. But I think this kid's in over his head with this. I don't think he has any kind of, like, idea what he's even getting into, because you say, and he's obviously knows he's making himself the bad guy. So But moving on, speaking of Draymond Green, perfect segue into the Draymond Green thing, which I really want to talk about. What's going on with Draymond Green, man? So, I mean, I guess you can't really say what's going on with Draymond. I don't think any of this behavior is out of, it's like, it's not out of behavior for him. He's always very aggressive, particularly during playoff time. But so what do y'all think about that step, man? Like, I'm a Draymond Green fan, so I'm one of those people where, like, I back him. You know what I'm saying? I go to his defense easily, but that stomp was crazy. It's hard not to say that was. But in his defense, though, it's like
on a scale of 1 to 10, though. On a scale of 1 to 10, though, let's be real. Like, how hard do you think he really stepped on him? Because in my opinion, he stepped on him, and it was still wrong. But I don't think he stepped on him to the point where they were starting to say he had lung damage and all that. Like,
that was obviously exaggerated. Obviously, he was kind of acted it up a little bit. Obviously, for the playoffs, they're gonna want to get fouls and stuff. But, like, I guess for everybody, it wasn't, like you said. It's not so much about. It was the fact that he stepped on him and it was wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's how I looked at it. But he was being dragged. I guess you could say he did grab him because the way I see it, had homeboy not grabbed his leg, he wouldn't have stepped on him. You know what I'm saying? He would have probably stepped over him or whatever.
And you know what's so crazy? Just want to add, I don't understand why they didn't also suspend Sabonis, because literally right before that whole incident with him and Draymond, he flung Stephen Curry to the ground. Like, nobody talking about that.
Yeah, these refs are very selective.
They're very selective. But when it comes to that, when it comes to that step, like, the thing is that it's Draymond, you know what I'm saying? So automatically, we was just talking about Dylan Brooks. And I see how Dylan Brooks got ejected from that last game for hitting LeBron in the nut. And I think that was an accident, you know what I'm saying? But it's just because of who they are, where the refs are going to look at it as dirty already. You know what I mean? Like, no matter what.
Right.
You know what I mean? Not saying that Draymond did that because it looked like the step. He said it. He pretty much said that it wasn't an accident. You know what I mean? He's like, he was holding my leg. What else am I gonna do? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna.
I gotta step somewhere. But I mean, it's like he clearly jumped and stopped.
Exactly. So
you know what I mean?
But like, did he step hard? I don't know. It's hard to, when it comes to the NBA, it's hard to tell what is a hard hit or not because first of all, they slow down so much stuff, and a lot of the players flop and make it seem like the hit was harder. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it don't even look like it was a hard hit, but it could have been a hard hit. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like the what we're going to talk about later, but the hit in the boxing match. So you know what I'm saying?
Oh, word, yeah.
So it's just like
because even the LeBron when he hit him in the groin yesterday or whatever day that was, I feel like LeBron he was kind of overplaying it a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but
they always do that.
But you know what? It's they got it, and you know what I'm saying? It's just the part of the game. Like when you really like, okay, I'm gonna master this game. That's why the best players, they know what to do. They know how to win with the refs. They know how to win by scoring. They know how to win. You know what I'm saying? All around. So like, I understand why they do it when they do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand why LeBron went down. He probably knew in his head, this is the same guy that got Draymond out for the 2016 playoffs. You know what I'm saying? He knew in his head, if he goes down, they probably gonna eject Dylan Brooks. Which Dylan Brooks is a good defender. Don't get me wrong. So if Dylan Brooks is out, LeBron can go hard. Like he don't got to worry about, you know what I'm saying, somebody really on his ass like that. So LeBron be thinking like that. I know for a fact. You know what I'm saying?
For a fact, word. And what about you, Clay? What you think, Draymond? You think the whole thing is a little bit overhyped, or you think that or like, where's your stance on Draymond? Because like I said, a lot of people think he's constantly overstepping the boundary of like between being competitive and just taking it too far and being actually violent. So, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, as far as it being Draymond, we all know what he's capable of. I mean, he clearly knows that he stepped on him. But like I said, I don't believe the step to be a hard step. Even the second time where he was like trying to get his foot off of him, like some people were trying to say like that was the hard step, but I'm like, he clearly like was just trying to get his foot like away, like so he did that weird hop. It was the quick little step he had before that, and like I don't know. He's a dirty. He has his dirty moments because even though I'm the type of person to back him up, I've never been the type to, you know what I'm saying, like agree to him like doing that crazy leg kick like he was doing, you know what I'm saying, like a couple years ago. Like that was wild when he was doing that leg kick. But like every other way, it's like you gotta respect the way the man plays. He's an undersized forward, and sometimes he plays center. So as far as how tough he plays, you gotta respect it. And I mean, do I think they tough on him sometimes? Yeah, but same time, he does deserve certain things that's coming to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, facts. And the fact that we was just talking about Dylan Brooks, I know y'all talked about him and Draymond, but he was a huge Draymond fan back in the day. The fact that he's going to Draymond, so they found that out. So you can see, like, oh yeah, let me just replicate his game, and see if it works for me. So you know what I'm saying? It's just what it is.
Yeah, so we definitely gonna keep up with that, keep with the playoffs, and see what happens. Before we even stop talking about the basketball, the playoffs in general, though, I did want to touch on the Knicks. The Knicks are doing pretty well, so far. Again, they usually get to a certain extent. So shout out to the Knicks. But y'all's opinion, real quick, like, what do y'all think? Y'all see the Knicks going real far this year, or you think they're gonna get stopped in this?
Boy, we going to the conference finals.
I can see it. I can see it. I can't
finals. And Jalen Brunson. Yeah, bro. Like, not for nothing. This has been a really good year for us, and yeah, man, New York has never felt sweeter, and it actually feels good, and it's almost crazy to turn on First Take and Stephen A. Smith is in like a jolly ass.
Boy, happy.
It's because the Knicks is doing great. You know what I'm saying?
Happy.
Yeah, shout out to the Knicks. So yeah, moving on to sports, we're gonna wrap it up, but let's talk about that fight real quick. Gervontae Tank went in, he won his boxing match over the weekend. Did you guys? I guess you guys saw the match, right? Saw the fight. What's
Yeah,
some boy's
yeah,
name? I
yeah.
Yes, we
always forget. What's his
did.
name? Frank something or
Ryan
who?
Garcia.
Ryan
What's the
Garcia.
Ryan Garcia?
Massive
For the
Frank.
most part,
Frank.
yeah, I thought it was Frank Ryan, same thing. For the most part, I feel like everybody kind of knew and expected the Gervontae Tank to win. You get what I'm saying? But like Clay had said earlier, I don't think a lot of people expected him to get a knockout by a count out. You know what I'm saying? By Ryan taking the knee like that. That's crazy. A lot of people were saying they felt like that. Well, I feel like they say this every fight, but a lot of people were saying it was rigged. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would
That's
he
what a
take
lot
a
of people be
knee?
saying.
I saw some people saying that it was weird that if you watch the video on the number, like when the ref gets to 10, he stands up, and they're like, oh, why would he if he was knocked out, why would he stand up on 10? But I think, what I think personally, I think after he took that one to the rib or whatever that one that had got him, I think he knew, like, dog, I can't do this. You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
He's
yeah.
like, yo, like I'm gonna get really hurt if I keep going. Like
He
I
pretty
could
much
barely
said that.
breathe. And I feel like that's why he was like, fuck it, like I'm gonna just wait, I'm gonna just bow out until the ref counts to 10. I don't think it was a thing of like, okay, like like it was fake or something, or like it was planned that way. I think he because technically it wasn't like a knockout. He didn't knock him out to the ground.
Yeah.
He was like lights out. But he basically, I feel like, sacrificed or was like, dude, I can't do this anymore. So he just, he bowed out, which is, I feel like if I was a boxer, I wouldn't really want that. I would have been tight. I'd be like, man, get up and finish the damn fight. You know what I'm saying? But,
Yeah, nah, I ain't gonna lie. To his defense, that's the one thing I started saying. I think it started happening in like the 4th or 5th round because Ryan was obviously taller and he just kept covering his face. So literally, as I said it, I'm like, yo, Tank better start taking some of the body shots because he's not gonna get him in the face too easy. And he literally just like would bait him with jabs up top, but then would just hit him in his midsection. You know what I'm saying? So it could have just been, you know what I'm saying, him getting constantly hit, in his midsection, and then it was just that one jab that caught him, and it was just like, yeah, nah, I can't do this no more. It's possible, but the way it happened, I was still so surprised. You know what I mean?
To be honest, I wasn't even that surprised. I did put bread on Ryan, the underdog. They both are good boxers, bro. I was watching, like, they both are really strategic, and they both are really good boxers. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I could see why this fight was so hyped up. I thought it was gonna.
You know what's the main thing? Go ahead. Sorry,
yeah, I was gonna say I thought it was gonna go to decision. I do hate when fights go to decision. I didn't think one of them was gonna knock each other out, like one of them lay out knockouts. You know what I'm saying? Because they were real good with defense and like kind of being strategic with fighting. But when I seen that, I didn't expect the body hit to take them out. And like you said, people are saying conspiracy, but those are probably people who really ain't probably take a mean body hit. You know what I'm saying, to the rib cage.
Right.
Like
that shit hurt.
Them things that hurt, and he probably
and getting hit with a weighted glove.
Yeah, he knew So he said that I think after, like, he was speaking, he said Gervontae was saying, "Yo, get up, like, let's go." You know what I'm saying? Get up, like, kind of intimidating him.
Yeah.
And he was thinking about getting up, and he was like, "Yo, I can't, I can't."
I'm good.
But yo, back to what you were saying though, how strategic they were being with each other, bro. No lie, the first round when they was just sitting there, like, just analyzing each other, bro, it felt like watching an anime fight. I was just like, yo, like, this is, you could see the intensity in, like, every little movement they doing. It's like, yo, if one of them mess up a step, the other one's going to catch them slipping, like, ding.
It's down to that, bro. It was very strategic. Like, their IQ, both of their IQ when it comes to fighting is, like, is out of this world. Like, I could tell just by, you know what I'm saying, how they were fighting. It's crazy.
The one thing I would say that I've, like, because obviously up until the day of the fight, you got they do interviews and they do the whole, but I feel like from like what I was seeing when they were interacting with each other, Tank was obviously a lot more ready and a lot more confident than Ryan Garcia. He was putting up a good front, acting like, but even when they did the whole live feed with Kai Cena and stuff, and they would bet the purse, you could tell he was kind of like, damn, I really might lose. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could tell it wasn't in him that he really had that confidence. So I feel like that carried over into the ring. And then
I ain't gonna lie though. He had me thinking that Tank, because when Tank started grappling him in like the second and third round, I'm like, yo, what's going on here? Like, is Tank scared? Like, why he keep grabbing Ryan? And then every time he grabbing Ryan is like ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, he was rocking it. He was
trying to get his hits in.
And so Jordan Burt, he commented, I think Tyson said everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. But we talking about professional boxers. Like they get hit in the face for a living. They're gonna get hit. They'll probably be stunned a little bit and be like, yo, what's going on? But they'll get back to it. You know what I'm saying? So like we know that they were strategic with how they were going, you know what I'm saying, their movements, and even when they were getting hit, you know what I mean, they go back to their corner, relax a little bit, and get back to it. You know what I'm saying? So, but I think it was a good fight. It was better than a lot of other fights that I've watched.
Yeah, it was a good fight. Do you think it's gonna be a rematch, or do you think there should be a rematch?
That's what everybody's talking about. I don't know. I feel like it should be a rematch because they're so great. But I would want them both to go fight other people first. You know what I'm saying? Keep the records up. Like it'll be dope for them to come back. Ryan Garcia only got still one loss to Tank, and Tank still probably like no losses are, you know, if one loss maybe, but you know what I'm saying, like still come back kind of like undefeated in a way. You know what I mean? Both a little older, wiser. That'll be dope to see.
Yeah. I think Ryan needs a little bit more, you know, a little more practice in the ring, and then he could come back and, you know, have another fight with Tank. But Tank right now, bro, he's the one to put your money on. Seems like he really a face of boxing right now.
He's the face of boxing, and you know, Mayweather's in his corner.
Mayweather needs to start claiming him a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Mayweather needs to start like really giving him his props. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like he still be dubbing him sometimes on certain shit, but
he probably not ready for him to take over.
Yeah, on the marketing tip, but I'm not gonna lie, and I'll only say this because I've actually seen it with my eyes. Like when I was running around from PA to be more with Will, like I seen the gym and like the whole like TMT doing their thing. I'm gonna just keep it like that. So they definitely did everything and doing everything they can to make sure he is where he is, bro. Like there's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes, and I think that goes to show. You know, sometimes people say like, you know, just like how, you know what I'm saying, we go based on what we know, what we see in the media, and it's like, damn, we ain't seeing them, you know what I'm saying, really showing out. He only popping out after he win a fight. But it's like, nah, like he really got that the right training and everything behind him to the point where like Tank could literally like just be in his own world for real. You know what I'm saying? And he got everything he needs. So for sure. Yeah. I think they just don't want that. They don't want that shadow. You know what I'm saying? Because then it'll take away from his greatness. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, definitely looking forward to see him fight Tank fight in the future too. Because like I said, I think he's the face of boxing right now. So keeping it moving though. We're gonna get out the sports. We've been talking about that for a minute, so we're gonna move on. Let's talk about so the overall topic of this next thing, I think, is just like basically it's been a while since we really talked about the whole police brutality thing or police murders thing, because luckily I feel like it hasn't, you know, obviously it hasn't stopped, but there hasn't been a major one in a couple months at least, I would say.
Yeah.
Which I guess is good. But you know, I think one of the things that we need to start doing, which what we're about to talk about is gonna like prove obviously, is that we got to take it beyond just like, you know, the protesting and the getting loud about it when it's going on, because as you can see with this stuff, once our voices kind of calm down about it or we move on to the next thing, they really play us in the end with how they hand out consequences for these things. So two of these police officers, one, you got the Breonna Taylor situation where the officer, who of course wrongly ended up killing her because they entered the wrong house, he was just promoted to deputy, which is basically a promotion. So I don't even understand how that works. Deontay Wright's killer, which was that lady, whatever her name was, who was in jail. She was supposed to serve a certain amount of years, I think, and she just got released after I think 16 months. They said it was, or something like that, or even less. Damn. Yeah. So yeah, and it makes me really made me think about what's his name, Derek Chauvin. I feel like, you know, give it a couple more months, maybe even a year until they let him go, and probably even put him back on the force, stuff like that. So just wanted to touch base with y'all and the audience and stuff like that about like what y'all think, man, because I think it's crazy how like, and again, to an extent, just like a lot of other things, it is our fault because, you know, there's only so much of these things that we can care about or we can like make noise about at a time. But like I said, once we kind of shut up about it and we kind of get quiet, It's just like that's when they, they kind of reverse everything that they even did to justify the situation. So starting with Clay, you go ahead, like tell me, what you think.
Man, that is honestly asinine. That's a 10. I'm not gonna go ahead and sound like Stephen A, but for real though, like that's ridiculous. Like I honestly I'm at loss for words, but at the same time, I don't know what else to do at this point. Like protesting don't work. Trying to get, you know what I'm saying, people to move as a collective and just try to like maybe like use love as the tool, as powerful as it can be. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't seem to ever play in our favor because people always look at it differently. You know what I mean? It's just a lot of there's so many different variables that not only prevent us from moving forward, but prevent us from even uplifting ourselves out of this nonsense. And then this is why you still got people getting promoted and released and not even taking these situations seriously because I mean, it may be serious for a moment, but in my opinion, man, I don't think we take these situations seriously enough. But at the same time, like I said, I can't really wrong anybody because me myself, I don't even know what else there is to do. You know?
Yeah, facts. Yeah, before I even before we ask Dom what he thinks, yeah, I got like kind of to piggyback on what you were saying. I feel like it's there really isn't much that you can do, especially after it's all said and done. But it's
Right.
like definitely, I think the level of seriousness of the consequence or the jail time, if that's what happens, I think is very integral to how these situations play out and if they happen again. Because like you said, or what like you were trying to say, if other cops or other people see that these punishments are basically nothing or that they're basically just getting away with it even when they are punished, why would they stop doing what they do? You know what I mean? And I think
Facts.
that's forget even the fact because you can't stop people that's like you can't stop stuff that already happened. Obviously, you can't undo it. You can't stop people that already have a certain mindset. But if they would at least begin to train these cops or at least show them that look, certain behavior is not going to be tolerated, then maybe they would some of them at least would feel like, okay, there's consequences. I don't want to deal with that. So I don't stop. But if you're sending people to prison for like 16 months for killing a kid and claiming that they thought that they were pulling out their taser, and you're promoting cops to deputy for a fatal mistake, someone literally ended up losing their life over a stupid mistake you made. That what does that say? What does that say to the people that are the ones doing this? So
Yeah.
yeah, Don, go ahead.
Yeah. So yeah, with that situation, like Clay said, I mean, I'm kind of just dumbfounded on it too. Like, I don't necessarily have an idea that would work. Besides, kind of trying to get more of our people into higher places. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, I know it's not gonna be easy. They do things purposely to keep us out of these higher places sometimes, sometimes not. But the more people that we have in higher places, the better. Um, that we Jordan here mentioned building systems outside of their control. The only reason I think that's not the easiest thing to do is because they control so much, like they probably stop it right
It's
away. You know what I'm saying?
difficult.
You
We
don't want
can't. We it's
you
too
don't want to
difficult to be outside of their control. You
yeah,
get what I'm
yeah.
saying? In my opinion,
You don't want them
'cause
to start getting the military involved. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
Right.
and
so
people need to
Right.
understand as black people, especially in America, or just talking about black people in America, most things that we do or need to do, we need their permission anyway, or we
yeah,
need
yeah,
them to
yeah,
help
yeah,
us structure it. Even to break
Mm-hmm.
it down as small as credit, right? Whether you have good credit, bad credit, whatever, if you're starting a business and you don't have cash money, you have to go to the bank and ask the bank
yeah, yeah, yeah,
for some money. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? No matter
yeah,
what,
for
even if you
sure.
have great credit. Of course, you're more than likely going to get a yes if you have great credit and a good history with the bank, but you still have to ask.
Word.
You can't just do it unless you have the money. And I think that's the problem with black communities or black people in general. Even our leaders who have a lot of money, it's not even fully their money. Like we've
Yeah,
talked
for
about on
sure.
this channel
We spoke about
before,
that.
we spoke about all the time. P. Diddy, Jay-Z, even the richest business, black guys in business, all of their businesses are tied up with white men or white businesses. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And I don't think that would be unless they needed them. You get what I'm saying? So it's difficult to imagine a community or world that we just set up and that we're running where whoever they is to you, where they are completely excluded from it. I just don't see that happening. And easier said than done.
It's definitely
and
easier
they
said
boom,
than done.
Black Wall Street. Yeah. And just like I always say, Black Wall Street, same thing. Like they were trying to do that. They were pretty much doing it. And Black Wall Street would have obviously been would have went on to create a lot of better opportunities and money and everything for Black people. But they destroyed that.
That's the funny. So I be thinking about stuff like those. But when you really think about that, we're talking about a country that's, what I'm saying, like taking down other countries. You know what I'm saying? What makes you think that we can build our own type of situation going on here and they ain't going to demolish that? You know what I'm saying? So
even our leaders, look at like Malcolm X and Fred, what was his name? Fred Hammond or whatever, the one that HBO movie was about. As soon as they even try to start leading us a certain way, they're like, "Oh, kill him."
Yeah. And I like that. I like that. Doing good, love has to be the motivation over money. But the only thing, the thing is that United States ain't about that. They claim they about good and love. That's not what they about. That's not how we got.
On the surface.
Yeah, that's not how we got here. We got here by killing and bombing.
But what I was saying, I probably should have been a little more specific. What I was saying though is not necessarily America. We can forget America. Think about what is actually behind, like what's actually popular in America right now. It's us. You know what I'm saying? The culture right now is hip hop. That's what's running everything right now. That's what's popular. Yeah. So if we change the whole narrative, instead of running drills and spinning blocks, if we change the narrative to more about, peace, love, and things like that, bro, then you know what I'm saying, it's a definite far-fetched. It's very far-fetched because we know what we know now for so long. You know what I'm saying? You can't go cold turkey overnight. You know what I mean? So
yeah, true.
But that would be a good way though. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody else who are good at, all the other communities that are good at building together, that's what their staple is. Their staple's based on peace, love, and having the next person back because they know that the person gonna have their back. You know what I'm saying? But it's far-fetched for us because we've been fed negativity for so long. Mm-hmm. How can you go from like all this negativity literally to the point where there's death all around you to wanting to just be about peace and love all of a sudden, bro? They're gonna look at you like you crazy. You know what I mean?
Facts. I mean, I don't think it's just like obviously I don't think it's just I don't think it's as easy as saying like, peace and love, or just, kind of putting on drill music, which obviously drill music and all of that is obviously bad influence. But people, like, I think we even talked about this also, people are going to be what their environment is or where they're from. You know what I'm saying? Because half of that music and stuff like that people are even putting out, even when it's negative or promoting violence, this is what they're seeing in their community and how they're being raised and what they're around. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to rap, or they can't. You can't rap or talk about or sing or create art out of something that you know nothing about or that you've never seen. Naturally, what's going to come out of you is what's around you in your environment. And
that's true.
Unless we were to somehow get these people out of those environments, which we can't, because obviously that's where poverty and all that stuff comes in, and which is why the projects was even invented and made in the first place, was to put people in housing projects and give them affordable living in very bad situations. Whereas, so, and again, depending on who you are, you could put this and say this goes far back to the government did all of that, intentionally destroy Black people, whatever. That's a whole different thing. But at the end of the day, that's where we're at. And it's, to me, impossible. It would be impossible to completely flip that, or to get everyone, or the majority even, to feel like how you're saying, or how Jordan here is saying, oh, we got to be about peace and love, because it should be about that. Mm-hmm. But like Dom was saying, the world just don't freaking work that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just, America especially don't work
especially
that
America,
way.
boy.
The world in general don't.
But yeah, and I want to bring up what Danae said about cops tend to get lighter sentences, and it's funny. A lot of people bring up the they and the Illuminati and things like that. But I can bring it down to real life, like police, ex-military, judges, and things like that. Obviously, politicians, you're barely gonna see them get in trouble. They're gonna get, a lot of times they're gonna get taps on their hand because they're all so connected. You know what I'm saying? I've heard so many cases where a military veteran will a lot of times get off on things easier than, you know, a normal regular civilian. You know what I'm saying? And
right.
Unfortunately, I don't know if that's a fortunate thing or an unfortunate thing, but it's just what happens nowadays in America. But when it comes to cops, because they do have a gun in hand, because they have the power, they should be held accountable harder than the normal civilian because you're giving them that power. But you know what I'm saying? I don't think I see it going that way for a long time. You know what I mean? Because they're gonna protect their own no matter what.
Right. And again, that's obviously because, like I said, like I always say, with cops, just like everything else, everything is like a gang to some extent. You're going to rep for your people. We as black hetero males, we go hard for our peoples. You know, gay people go hard for their people. Everybody goes hard for their people. I get it. You know, even fraternities and sororities, whatever. You're going to look out. But if something becomes this repetitive thing of innocent people dying unjustly, there has to be some line that's like, all right, we got to try to put an end to this. By getting to the root. Because again, we could, like the gun thing, everybody loves to talk about. I think it's difficult to get to the root of the gun thing. This police thing, I don't think it's that difficult to get to the root of this and make some sort of change. You know what I'm saying? Because at least you can see the root. You know what I'm saying? The gun thing, you can't really see the root. It's a little still blurry. But with this police thing, is clearly a repeat behavior of people acting out of the way they were trained at their job. You know what I'm saying? And if they were trained that way, that's incorrect training. That's another place you could start. So, but again, if we cannot eradicate this problem and stop it from happening, at the very least they could do is make sure the punishments and the consequences are severe. And that's true. If you're giving someone, whatever this lady got, 12, 16 months or whatever, she's out. Breonna Taylor's dude is a deputy now. Come on. You know what I mean? Like, this is not this. If I'm a cop, I'm not even thinking these are punishments, especially for the crime. You know, we got this gun thing, particularly with people not outside of even police officers, is getting out of control. You got this black kid who's just recovering, just got out the hospital. Thankfully, he didn't die. Was trying to pick up his siblings and had the wrong house. And this dude just blasted him from the door. You know what I mean?
We spoke about that. I told you, we literally, when I seen it, and you know, another one happened too. It was this white girl.
Yeah, the white girl was actually here in New York.
Remember I said it. Somebody commented on the video that we had posted talking about some gun stuff, and I said, a lot of good things are going to happen. Like, people are going to save people, but a lot of bad things are going to happen as well because people don't know how to control themselves with these guns. You know what I'm saying? And that's not. I don't believe that's going to be the end of it. It's not going to be the end of it. It's going to be a lot more of situations like that. Not saying it wasn't before, but you're going to see a little more enhanced. I feel like you're going to see just a little more, just a tad bit more.
It's crazy, man. I don't know, because again, whatever. There's times even when the situation happens with a police officer and a black person or whatever, where even though the black person dies, there are still ways that you can see, okay, maybe they shouldn't have done this. Maybe they should have, whatever. But when we got situations where a kid can't even accidentally ring on a wrong doorbell no more without this crazy. The situation like you just brought up with the white girl, I heard it was like her and another guy in the car. They just went into the wrong driveway. Yeah, they just pulled into the wrong driveway. How many times has one of us accidentally put into the wrong driveway or just put into someone's driveway to make a U-turn or whatever?
To make a U-turn, word.
And that's what we're shooting people over now? Like, it's getting out of hand, man. And, you know, and I seen people even trying to justify what happened to that black kid. Like, oh, you know, how do you not know? How could you justify it? Like, how I seen people saying, like, oh, how do you not know the address that was given to you? Or how do you not? It's like, dude.
That's the most stupidest way to justify that. The only thing I could think of, because a lot of people were saying it was a racist thing. That's one thing I'm not gonna say it was a race thing.
The black kid?
Yeah, the black one. I'm gonna tell you why. Because I seen what what the dude looked like. But the only thing
I'm talking about what he looked like.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead.
I didn't see anything else on it. I just seen the picture. I seen the story. So maybe you have something else on it. But what I'm saying is the dude looked old as hell, bro. he don't even look like
right. He's 80. He's 80.
Yeah,
80.
he
He's
don't
80
even
years
look
old.
like he should have a gun in his possession. Like anybody
Okay.
is gonna
And
get
now,
it. You know what I'm saying? At any given moment. But go ahead.
that's what I said. Just like you, EJ, I be trying to, when things like this happen, or people in life, I be trying to channel my inner EJ and be like, you know what? Let me give these niggas the benefit of the doubt and say that he did. Because when I first seen it, I looked at him too, and I was like, you know what? Maybe he was just some old dude and he was confused and he heard noise, whatever. The next day, which this was the most confusing part, it's either his grandson or his great grandson, who seems to be mixed. He's like half black or something. Went on the news and told Don Lemon and the CNN how his grandpa is very racist, been a racist, always talks about how he's gonna kill someone. And I'm like, dog, you see, like,
put him in a blender. He's done.
You know what I'm saying?
Basically.
And it's like these people it's the same kind of people who always end up doing this. It's like his grandson is on there saying like, yeah, my grandpa is always talking about being racist and how he hates black people and how he can't wait to shoot somebody and he's itching to use his gun. And then you end up shooting a kid for ringing your doorbell.
That's OD.
Come on, man.
That's OD. Nah, he's done, bro. The guy's own family. Yeah. Danae just said it. The guy's own family said he's racist. Yeah. Scratch everything that I was saying, my boy. Yeah,
and that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
put him in the chair, boy.
Yeah, come on, bro. I don't care how old you are. You can't be doing that. There's not no excuse for this.
Just pack him up.
Yeah, pack him up. It's done. That's crazy.
Yeah, man. Like I said, between these people and the police officers, I really wish they would focus on making these punishments a lot more severe. Because I mean, after seeing both of these this week, it's like I'm just waiting to see Derek Chauvin released. Like I would not be surprised if he's the next one who's either released or put on some type of, lesser punishment, whatever, like lesser sentence.
If he's released, they basically slapped all of us in the face.
Yeah, man. And it's like,
smackaroo.
And you try to like, even with ourselves, like black people or black community or anyone who is affected by this or feels a way about it, you try to like make it logical and like justify it in certain ways and be like, oh, this situation is different. But then it's like, even with the Breonna Taylor thing, okay, I don't care what you want to say about her background or her boyfriend or whatever she was doing, whatever. They kicked down the wrong door, complete wrong door.
Yeah,
that is such a rookie mistake. You can't say like, oh, like the George Floyd situation, he got into something, the police had to be called. Breonna Taylor was in her room sleep or whatever she was doing in bed. You get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, right.
So how could you even release somebody and promote them that did that was directly responsible for something like that? It's crazy, bro. Crazy. Ridiculous, like, and again, if anything, for me personally, I'm not speaking about everybody, but if anything, it just makes me feel less and less like generally safe out in the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't walk in nobody's driveway on accident. You feel me? Can't get into any kind of interaction with these police officers without being completely submissive or having your hands up and all that, because like the lady claims she was reaching for a taser.
Yeah. Listen, man, ever since, after I left high school, hearing all these situations, what I'm saying, a lot of times I really mind my own business a lot. I stay away from any police activity. Like cop, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
say that again.
They I know they're supposed to be called for help, but they gonna be the last people that I call, that I contact or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I kind of stay out of their way unless really, really needed. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to that, but otherwise, just people to people kind of just mind your own business, man. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes to cops, stay out their way. If you're dealing with them, kind of deal with them at ease, because they're already one up on you. You know what I'm saying? They have a legal gun on them and things like that. You know what I'm saying? So just stay on your P's and Q's at all times.
Yeah, man, definitely gotta be safe out there. Gotta look out for yourself. And again, too, like, I think we spoke about it before on here, is like, even like in New York, you can see it with the NYPD. Like, there's this, oh, y'all don't want us, so we don't give a crap about what happens. You know what I'm saying? Or we're not gonna protect you to the full extent that we're supposed to. And it's like, while I could get their attitude on that, based on situations, but it's like both sides aren't helping each other. You know what I mean? By having these attitudes that we have, but we create these attitudes for each other because of what's happening. So
exactly, all the things that happen. That's funny. Rachel said, my son was asked to sell some chocolate for a fundraiser, and I'm like, nah, I'm not knocking on nobody's door.
Yeah, don't do that shit, bro.
Listen, man,
you can do it, but I would don't knock on people's door. Go around to going like barbershops and stuff like that, or car washes and stuff.
Yeah. When I
anybody's door, bro.
When I was doing like Amazon Flex and stuff, I don't usually knock. And if I'm going out, I use the vest. You know what I'm saying? But like I usually stay away from knocking, bro. I put the package down. I take that picture. When I'm heading out, just ring the doorbell and run to the car, bro.
Pop you.
Because we in Florida, bro. Dudes will pop you and just,
pop you. Like, yo, you shot the Amazon dude. You shot the Amazon dude.
Like, get shot.
Is today Tuesday?
so
I do have a package,
man.
So yeah, bro, that's just how it is nowadays. Especially
that's crazy. But world is crazy. You cannot, and again, especially if you're in a state like Florida, everyone now can have a gun. They can just have it. So it's like you can't do that, bro. You can't do it anymore.
Having a door knocking job in rural Idaho, bro, is crazy.
Yeah,
especially if being a black person, that is insane.
Yeah,
I would never.
I
would never.
I'm not even living in Idaho if I'm a minority, but
for real,
bro. I don't even want to live in Ohio, let alone Idaho.
I'm saying. I don't even know nothing about Idaho. All I know is that they make potatoes,
that's what I'm saying,
something
bro.
like that.
That's wild, bro.
Yeah.
We got plenty of starch here in New York. I'm
shout out to Idaho, bro. I'm glad you made it out.
Yeah, for real.
I'm glad you, because I wouldn't have been brave enough to do that. All right, though. Moving on. Let's get into our. He said I'm high yellow, but so yeah, they don't care, nigga. High yellow, nigga, you still black.
Yeah, you still a nigga.
They like, oh, nigga, straight up, bro. Because like, like even with the ADO dude, like, bro, you shot a kid for knocking on your friggin' door, man. Are you crazy?
Right.
Like, what?
Right.
How do you even explain this?
Yeah, that's insane, bro.
Like, bro, that is wild. But yeah, so moving on though, let's get on to our last topic. So as usual, we always have a topic. I guess it's a running theme that we don't know 100% about, but it is pretty interesting. So we talk about it anyway because we can. So the member of the Fugees, for those of you who don't know, the Fugees was a rap group from back in the day. I know some people watching are probably in their early 20s and probably have no idea who the Fugees is.
Ooh, la,
so
la.
the Fugees was a rap group consisting of Wyclef Jean and Lauryn Hill and this gentleman, I believe, what's his? I wrote it down.
Pras Michaels.
Pras Michaels. So Pras Michaels is in court right now. He's possibly could be convicted. They're saying that he's for however amount of years he's been helping some sort of Chinese billionaire use his money and influence to gain more influence and information about American business and secrets. And America's taking this as full-on treason, man. They're saying that, he betrayed his country and that they're trying to charge him like some sort of spy for China. Now, the reason why this was surprising to me because it was like for a lot of reasons. One, because I think it's a common thing now, particularly when weird things happen with music industry, particularly rap, where we say like, oh, someone's like an industry plant or they're an industry snitch or the inside, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Word.
A lot of times I think it's more so people who happen to have a lot of money get into certain situations, and rappers just happen to be one of the groups of people that have a lot of money. So, but what's so interesting to me about this was like, yo, if this dude was involved in this and he was just a member of the Fugees, obviously they're one of the biggest rap groups of history, but how many other like rappers and actors and models and ball players do you think are involved with billionaires from other countries? We already seen Dennis Rodman has so much personal ties to even like homie out in
North Korea.
What is it?
Word.
Korea. So it's like it just really made me think of how many of these people with money and influence are probably tied up in these like, helping other governments, other countries, whether it be Dubai or whatever, like just get info on America and get in on American business. Yeah, go ahead, Dawn. What do you think about it?
I honestly wouldn't be surprised if there was a lot more, like, you know what I'm saying? Because money talks. Money talks. When they start hitting you with the, hey, you know what I'm saying? Look how much money I can give you.
Money always talks.
All you got to do is this, that, and the other. You know what I'm saying? And you know what? They probably make the situations. They probably blow it up way more than it really is. You know what I'm saying? It could be something like kind of simple. Because I'm looking here as like the dude, Michael Pras got paid to get somebody a picture with Obama at the time or something like that.
Yeah, all type of stuff like that. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, something small like that. But, like, hey, you messing with China. Like, we don't need you being in any kind of spy or any kind of situation with China's government messing with us because, like, we don't mess with each other. But, yeah, I feel like it could just be – yeah, it could be something simple, bro. Like, just having conversations with Chinese government. You know what I mean? Like America not gonna play with that, and they're gonna blow it up. They're gonna make it seem worse than it is. So, but yeah,
especially right now, exactly, we're not good with China like that. So, I feel like anything that looks kind of shady, they're gonna try to blow out a proportion. Because like you said, I don't think even when he himself, when he was doing these things, I don't think he was looking at it as like, he obviously knew it was wrong morally, and but I don't think he was looking at it as like, oh, I'm betraying my country, or I'm like, he probably like, I'm just getting some bread on the side. And
but maybe he didn't even think it's wrong more. I mean, I don't know everything that he was doing, but like, if a dude paid, you'd be like, oh.
I mean, if somebody pays you money to take a picture of Barack Obama and you're not Barack Obama, you probably know that shit.
But what if he's just like, hey, wrong. What if he's just like, yo, I want to meet Barack. If you got the links, you know what I'm saying? Like, let me take a picture with him type deal. He's like, you gonna give me $1 million just to get you in the same room as Barack? All right, like what? All right, come on.
If somebody you knew was getting paid $1 million to get people to take a picture with you and you didn't know it, wouldn't you? You'd be like, nigga, what the
I'll be tight. I'll be tight.
I'll be like, where my PC at, bro?
I get what you're saying, where it's morally wrong, but like, is it morally wrong? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't think it's go to court wrong, but again, I don't think he's I don't think that like the Barack Obama picture thing, I don't think is what he's about to do time for.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's more so America, like, yo, what's up with you and these Chinese people? Like, why are you helping this specifically this Chinese business guy? Why are you helping him get all this information? But like you said too, like maybe go ahead.
Nah, because I'm looking here. They're talking about embezzling money and stuff like that. So they could have been like kind of like using them, playing them. You know what I'm saying? Just having him do stuff, or he could have literally just been doing stuff to make the bread. So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think for him it was about the bread. I feel like he was just like, and obviously influence too, because like certain people like knowing say you have ties with this big businessman in China. People love shit like that. Look at the whole Jeffrey Epstein. He was just a businessman, and people just love being around him and spending money with him and partying and going wild. So, but yeah, I don't know. It's crazy, bro. Like because again, if you were to tell me it was gonna be somebody, I wouldn't think a member of the Fugees. You know what I'm saying?
That's random.
Like so random. So it's like, who else could be on stuff like this? Like, But yeah, man, I feel like as far as him doing time, I don't know. I feel like if they can't really prove that he specifically helped with anything that was like, government intel or giving China any type of information, I don't think he should do no time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
can't they lock
money?
Can't they lock traders up and spies up for life? I think that's like a law, bro. Like if they find out you're a trader,
dog, that's what he did.
Yeah.
That nigga's fighting for his life right now.
Yeah, he fighting for his life, bro. Yeah. I don't think they're gonna mess around, bro. If they find out any reason to lock him up because he was being like a spy or a traitor, bro, it's over for him, bro.
Right. What I'm saying is, if
son gonna go to Guantanamo Bay, boy.
Yeah, but I'm sure, like I'm saying, if I'm him, I'd much rather get the charge of like whatever money laundering or money whatever, as opposed to like y'all said a trip to Guantanamo. I'm good on that. You know what I'm saying? So I'd much rather do my little 5-10 years for whatever money situation.
You're talking about. I wonder how you got that job asking for a friend. All right, now.
Boom! I'm glad Rachel brought it up. But that was another thing that came to my mind was like, how you got a job? Like you know what I'm saying? But I'd assume maybe it's he was a musician. They maybe took a tour, went to China at one point, had some big show. Maybe this business dude approached him and was like, "Look, man, me and you need to talk. We can be friends." Mm-hmm. And again, what makes this interesting is that's where I think a group or someone with the mindset of an artist like a Fuji artist comes in, because for this to really happen, it had to be somebody who was already kind of on the ifs about America. You get what I'm saying? Or kind of had a problem with American government and would help another country be like, yeah, I hope you screw these dudes over. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? My government sucks anyway. You know what I mean? Because, you know, so, and I could definitely see from that aspect, I could see a member of the Fugees doing that for sure. Because, you know, but yeah, man, crazy. You know, definitely got to look out. We definitely got to see what other artists out there
for sure
are playing. So I still think 6ix9ine might be. You know what I'm saying?
6ix9ine he has been in other countries. You never know, boy. I don't think China
man,
though.
You never know.
I don't think they like.
Wasn't he in China the other day or some shit, or some country like Japan or China?
He was in Russia. He was in Russia. When,
Russia,
yeah. I remember that.
It was.
Yeah, man. But yeah, bro. So that's our hour. If y'all got anything else that y'all want to talk about or bring up, you know what I'm saying?
I'm good. Other than those in the chat, if y'all ain't check it out, make sure y'all check out Experience. I just dropped a new project.
Word.
Fire project. Make sure y'all go check that out. We got a lot of stuff in the works, man. We got, you know what I'm saying, gonna have more content for you and just keep moving.
For sure. A lot of stuff
Same
in the
here.
works.
Got a project coming soon, but you know, just keep following, keep liking, sharing, and subscribing, you know.
Yeah, please. We're gonna keep obviously we've been taking a little bit of a break every other week here and there because we're trying to figure out some other stuff to do with the channel. But we always gonna be doing the lives, and we'll always let y'all know. Thank you to everybody that was in the chat. Thank you to Jordan, Denaya, Rachel, everybody that was talking. Yeah, man, check out the other videos on the channel. We got the sneaker review up. We're gonna try to get some more of those out.
Facts.
Hopefully. But yeah, other than that, peace.